goal here is to like talk about developing website. But before getting into the detail, since in the early stage you have like much more attention and the later part you might be sleeping, so I will introduce myself in a little bit visual way. You definitely got a little bit introduction about me, but if I'm not doing what I am doing most of the time, organizing sessions, talking about JavaScript and all this stuff. And other than this, before actually COVID time, I used to jump from the sky because there was nothing better than this. And then also was doing some running because this is a very good way to stay away from home. And then if I'm not doing all this stuff, I used to like to have a 10,000 volt shock. And this is really shocking. So if you need like more shock in your life, let's have some 10,000 volt shock. Definitely I like to share whatever the limited knowledge I have. And this was all good before 2020. And once this 2020 started, things take a little bit turn. So I get inside my closet, pretty much similar setup, and spend pretty much day and night over there and focused on the mobile app. And it's grew a little bit. We are close to 1 million users for this. And 2020 also put some focus on my YouTube channel. And feel free to check out those. And this is pretty much what I do. Hello, everyone. This is a very, very exciting session for us, because this session we will create a little bit realistic backend based on the knowledge we have done in our previous session. And then we would definitely integrate with our client side, which is the React side of it. And then eventually we'll deploy it. So you will get a kind of like a complete idea, complete feeling. That's how you create a backend with your data stored. You retrieve those data, you display those data as a model, and then you eventually have a live link to display your project. And so far, if we look into the things that we have, I will open up some previously completed projects for you. So if I start Visual Studio Code, what is the Visual Studio Code? And then I will start a command line. And I will have the command line to create a brand new server so that we have a little bit of a quicker recap of the session that we did last time. So if I go to the right folder directory, right now is it's like usual, the user location, and then we go to CD projects. So we go inside the projects and we can create some kind of folder over there. So if I go to that directory, so right now I have, this is the C drive and the projects. And where I am right now, this is C drive and the projects. And in the projects, we already have like Amazon fun server. And then we can create maybe like Amazon fun server, the final one, or something like this. So then we have like Amazon fun. So we're creating Emma, John, and then fun, maybe server 2, for example. We use the Amazon fun server 2. So that we would be using. So here we'll be going to there, Emma, then John, and then fun, and then we have server and server 2. If you tab, you'll select server, and server 2 will go there. And right now this has nothing in it. So if you open the Visual Studio Code for this one, this Visual Studio Code would be opening, and it has nothing in it. It's empty folder. And if you come here, and this is like an empty folder. If you start creating a projects, in that case, you need to, the first thing you need to do is the npm init. This will initialize a server project. It will give you, ask you a bunch of questions, whether you want to change some default name and all these things. In our case, we will just keep the default, and then you'll see a file is created package.json, and you will see the same thing package.json. And usually you will create the initial file. This is your server file. This is index.js. Pretty much empty right now. If you want to see something in it, and this is like a hello world. In this case, you want to see that hello world here, you will write like node index.js, and you will see this hello world, whatever is the written here. And in your package.json, by default, they give you one script. You should create like two scripts just for the safety purpose. And one script, this would be, and the script structure something like this. And then this one would be start, and that would be whatever the command we have given here, node index.js. This is the way you will run the server. And some other cases, we will need another one by installing some packages. And previously, if you remember, that we needed a few packages. The first package was like an Express. And once you can just type for Express getting started or something like this, getting started right here. And if you go there, this is like installing Express. Just if you go there, this is the installing, and this is the basic installing of like npm install Express. And you will need actually few more things for your whenever you are getting like a cross-browser issues from the front end. You need to parse the body to extract data when somebody is sending those data, and you need a few other information that you need to hide the password. You need the MongoDB and those kind of things. So what we are going to do is to create kind of like a one big command that will cover pretty much everything. In the previous session, we did like a one after another in a little bit and like a slower process. Here we will do a quicker process. So we can do npm install, and then Express is the first one. And inside the Express, you will need course is this like a cross origin issues, that if your server and the client send in a different location, in that case it will complain that, hey, you are trying to access another location, and whether it has permission or not. And then whenever when you're sending requests from the client side, that means you're sending some kind of data, like you want to log into the Facebook or you want to something, and you provide some email ID password, and those are encrypted and sending to the server, and server needs to parse those data to extract those, and that's why you need something called body-parser. After that, we will need to connect to MongoDB. That means you need MongoDB for that. And if you remember last time, that whenever we are saving something, it wasn't automatically updating. That's why we need somebody to monitor that whether we change something or not. And finally, we will use something called .env. So this is kind of like a bunch of things we are installing together. And once you install those things, those dependencies will start appearing here. And usually they are really quick. Just if you see, that's very quick it came, and these are the dependencies you have installed. And for this node monitor, we will just create another script, or you don't have to. If you don't want to, you can just type like a node mon index.js if you want to. But I will just copy this line. So while my cursor is here, I will do Alt Shift and down arrow in the keyboard. So this would be the exact same script, but I will make like a -deb, and this would be node mon. In this way, so for example, if I run this command, just go up away, and instead of node, we do like a node mon, something like this. It says hello world, right? And if you have like this way on this side, and this guy this way, and this is on this side. And if we do this and change like say hello world 2 and save it, you see hello world 2 and the hello, and then you see hello or something like that, hello yellow or something like this, and you see like hello yellow. That means it gets updated. So we'll go back to our this getting started script again, hello world, and you just need this command, right, to start an Express. You can definitely type all this, and we did in the last time, but we will copy this way. And we do this, and we something like this way. And if you do this, you come here, you will see example app listening 3000. And since we'll be running React in 3000 port, usually you should change something else. And to make it even better, there is a shortcut way. So you do like if you deploy somewhere, and sometimes their system gives you a default port, because whatever the port you are mentioning, somebody else might have taken it. It's something like if somebody has a girlfriend and it's already taken. So, or there are some generous person, it's a matchmaker. I said, oh, this person is taken, but I will find something else, and you will be happy with it. And if that person is taken, I will be given something else. It's something like that. So in environment, that is whatever the environment it would be running, and then process done dot all uppercase port, and then something like this. So it is still, if this is not defined, in that case, it will still go whatever the 5,000. So that's why if you come here, if your environment is not defined, so we need to do a little bit work over there, and you can Google it. Something like say express.env. If you remember that we just installed these two. So if you go to like Express documentation, or you don't have to, you can just go to their GitHub. So their GitHub would be something like this, and the way you would use the require.environment config. And if you do this, and you need to do something like this. So if you come here and you say like, okay, I need to require.environment, and if you save this guy, and you need to do one extra things to use it as a middleware. And if you do here config, you already did the config, and you say like search here express.env middleware, something like this, and it will take you, maybe this guy, we will look into this article, and this article, okay, has some issues. So let's go to this article, and this guy will tell us how to use it. So we install .environment, and as part of our last things, we just like a require, and then whatever it needs to do, and then you need to do a require.environment, and let's see, come here. This is the thing other people use, like process.environment.port. You need to use it, and then you use the require.config. So now we come here. It says let's start this one again. We press this Control-C, and then we press the upper arrow and then run it, and it says like environment process is not. And we definitely require .environment .process. Okay, let's see a little bit different way. If we do this way, then in this way, .environment .config, this should do it. Let's see. This like environment.process, we did this. This is environment.process. This is the port, and then let's see. Before this, we do some console log. Console log. What is? Do you have this environment? Oh, this might not be getting it because we need to create a file. So let's create a file, and that would be .env. So let's create this file, and right now it doesn't put anything over there, and then start this again. Okay, console log environment is missing. In this case, let's dig a little bit more. Let's see. So we did the require config. Did we put the require config? Yes, require .environment, and we did this config. And once we do this, we have this express require environment, and we didn't declare any variable. Let's go another thing. So let me open another projects and then see whether anything is missing here. So we go to here, and then let's see Amazon server. And once we open there, and let's say index.js, you see .environment and express FUs course port. Yes. Okay, let's skip this one for now, and we will come back to this. So we don't need this port this way. So if we do this way, and then Control-C, console log. Okay, console log. Okay. And if we do this way, okay, so local port 3000 is working, and this should be working right away. And if we go here, and then needs to access, this is like local host, and then 5,000. If we go through this route, we should get like this hello world inside Express. And if we save this guy, you'll see like if you reload this and then inside Express, we are getting it. So since we installed the Mongo, so we right away go to the MongoDB. And here is, if you go to like a MongoDB at last, and we used it last time. So here, if we go to MongoDB at last, if you are not signed in, so it will ask you to sign in. And here, sign in, and then right away, it will take you all the database or the clusters you had. So here is your connection. And if you see all the collections, these are the collections if you need to use anything. And if you don't want to use anything, you can definitely delete. So you copy this guy and then you paste and then drop, and this would be gone. Something like this. So if you don't need some type of data, you can easily remove it. So right now, what we need to do, we need to do a database access. This is the user information. We will need that information. The username and password. So what you will do here, so since our environment is giving us some trouble, so we'll declare a variable constant. This is like db pass, and you will use some kind of password here. And to do so, what we will do, we have this user Emma Watson. You can edit. In this case, if you have like if you are editing the password, that means like if you have this password used in somewhere else, this would be the previous connection would be broken. So ideally, if you're creating a new package or new connection, it's better you create another new user, something like this, and then create a password, and then you connect that way. But anyway, since in our case we have only one application, so we can do this way. So we got this access, and then if you get like a network access, you already have whitelisted. So this is good. And if you go to this cluster and you want to connect, and it will give you the connect your applications. And if you use the full code, this is the just URI, and this is the full code. So I copy the full code and come back to here. So I would be just pasting, say for example, we leave it this one, and then here we do this, save this way. And then what we need to do, we need to say all the environment, this is my first database. They will also tell you that, hey, you need to change this guy for the user they already put there, and you need to replace this one. So here, this could be like our products, like this is should be our products database, and the password, we will make this a little bit dynamic. So I make it like a caret, and then this ends would be a caret. And here, instead of this angle bracket pass, we will do $, and that would be db pass. So this will be the URI. And here it will get the MongoDB client. If you want, you can move this upward if you want to, but you don't have to. So you move it here. And then you have this URI, you have this client, and they put all this stuff here. And if you get any error, say let's comment this one, it will give you the error. And where you want to go to, like say for example, you have like your database is the product, so you need to go to the products. This is products database. Or if you want something else, say for example, I want maybe my Amazon e-commerce, so you can say like Emma. Then Emma John, so Emma John DB, something like this, and this would be your Amazon DB, and this is your database would be Amazon DB, and all you need to do is to put some kind of things. For example, you want to put products here. Okay, products. So this is your products collection, and the way people name is usually product collection, because you could have like multiple collections, like user collections, product collections, maybe order collection when somebody places an order and all these things. So everything will have a collection. And here, to make sure that this is connected correctly, what you can do, you can here do some console log, and then if there is an error in connecting, you will see some error. Otherwise, this error would be none. So we do here and we go there, and you will see there is some kind of a bad auth or auth failed. That means it wasn't able to authenticate. So this is our URI. Let's see, Amazon DB. and then this connection was bad. That means this password or something else is wrong. And the reason it will happen because we did a little mistake. Because when we have the database access and whenever we are creating this password, what we did, we edit password, we auto-generate password, and we copied this guy. Whatever is written, we copied, but we didn't update the user information. And since we didn't update the information, database doesn't know this password, and then it wasn't allowing it. So now if we save it, you see, so we close this guy, and it's running, and the error is null. Whenever you see this error is null, that means it's able to connect it. So we got this part done. Now, if you have this one, what we need to do is to add data here and from our client side. So if you remember this client side that we had before, so let me open this client side code. This is like our Amazon fund. And if we do Amazon fund, and this is like your inventory, and then this is your review, which is shows like just this is review and this is your inventory. That's it. So if you run this npm start and we go to our case, and we will see that this is our localhost 3000. They already started this one. So this is our server is running this like 5000, and this is our client side. And if you go to this review and then manage inventory, this is inventory. Our goal is to add some product here, so that like in actual e-commerce side, there be some backend things where you would be able to add more products and those kind of things. And to do so in the inventory, maybe things like maybe we can say like change this to like an h2 add products. This is good. And here you will have maybe some input. So put some input, and this would be the name of the product people will be adding, and then you will have a button, so like add, something like this. So if you go there, it will be something like this, and you can have like an add in the second line or first line if you have like a multiple fields that you want to add. And if you want to do it in a little bit better way, there is something called React hook form, and that gives you a little bit organized way, error code, and all this cool stuff. We are not going there right now, but in future, if needed, you can definitely go there. So we'll see the simplified version of it. So right now we have this one, and then you add. If you want another break line, you can do another break line so that it goes a little bit down, something like this. And if you type it, your goal is to like you add it. Right now it doesn't have any functionalities, so you need to do a bunch of stuff. First thing you need to do is to capture whatever people are typing here, and in that case you need to capture whatever on change, and there has to be something dynamic, some kind of like a callback information. And if you remember the React way, that whenever you are typing something, that means this is changing the state, that means user is doing something. So you need to store those information. And here you can just type use state, and if you call this use state, it will auto import, because you see auto import from. So if you enter, it will auto import. And the second thing, you need to just go a little bit back and type state. And if you have this code generator, it will, and you press enter, it will create a code something like this. And if you don't have that one, you can definitely type something like this. So we can give it a the state name as like a name. And if you tab it, they will initially do like name. This is set name and uppercase. And if you tab it, the cursor is here, and you could have like a starting name, something like this. And once you do this, you have some state and you have the set name. You can easily do it here, that whenever somebody is typing it, you can do here. Or if you want to create a callback function, one line, you can do here, and that would be constant, say like handle name change. And this will take an event, like whenever it's changing, that event is triggered, and you can do like a set name, and inside it you will pass the name e.target.value. We have done this before. So this is the way whenever you are changing something, say like a handle name change. You can actually display it here. Say for example, this is a paragraph. Typed name is your name state. So if you go there, now type name is nothing, and if you type something, you see something is appeared. That means if you change that thing is captured with this state name just by hooking up this one. And if you want, you could have like did the same thing just other than the right side. You can write it here. But anyway, so you are capturing the name, and there could be much more field by using similar state like a name, what is the vendor, quantity, price, and all these informations. Star you can definitely add there. But we got just started with one. And then next thing we need to do that whenever somebody typed it add, we need to capture that somebody clicked on add, and we need to send it to the database. That's our eventual goal. So here we need to do a few more things. So on click, so you need to on click and call some function here, and this could be constant handle add, something like this, and this will not take any parameter. And inside it, so we'll just need to connect with this guy, that this would be the handle add. So we have this handle add, so it should be coming here. And now you need to create a product, right? So this would be constant product, and this is the all product related information. Right now we only have the name, and the value of the name property would be this name. And if you have like other information, you will have a state. That's one way. Or if you use React hook form, they will give you like a big form with all this data. But anyway, you can create a product. Whenever they handle on this, now you need to send this to the backend. And to do, you can send it multiple different way. And one simple way is to send the fetch. And it will need some URL, and you will pass some kind of data here. And the first thing you need to pass is this. This is a post method. So the post is an different things. And the get method is like, if it is a get, you don't need to mention this is a method is a get. That means whenever you are loading data from the backend, you are getting some information. If you're sending something, that means you are posting it like as if like you are going to the post office and sending some data. And then you need to do a little extra stuff. So you need to tell some headers that, hey, I need some headers, and this headers would be at least you need to mention the content type, that what type of content you want to pass, and that would be your application/JSON. And after that, you need to, whenever they're sending the data, you need to send the body, this body of this request, and it will contain some information. And what is the information? Right now, this would be the product. And the way you'll be sending the product, you will not be like exactly the product, rather you will convert it to a string. So that's why you will call something called JSON and then stringify. That means you will convert any JavaScript object to a string, and you will pass the product. So if you do this product, so we have some spelling mistake here. So we'll do this product. And then this will be going there, and the rest part is similar. Whenever you get whenever sending some post in the backend, it will give you some response. Hey, this is successfully submitted or not, or this is the product that we got, all this information. So here you can say like whatever the response you got, we need to convert again response to JSON. That means like you see, whenever sending, you need to convert whatever the information you have to the string. And whenever receiving, you'd be getting it as a string as well, and you need to convert it to the JSON. And after that, you will get some data, and you can do something for here right now, console log data. Something like this, and eventually we'll change it to give us a confirmation that, hey, things was added nicely. But right now we don't have any path or anything to send. So we'll create a path here. Here in this collection, we will say, hey, I have this, I need something. So that would be, this would be our app dot, instead of get, this would be the post, because it will be, somebody will be posting here, and you will slash add product. And after that, you will get two things. This is your always request and response. And this request and response, first thing you will maybe going to like a constant and request dot body. and constant give some name. So maybe like first now is like it would be the name or product name, something like, let's put like a product name. Product name, this would be an object, but initially if we don't use the body person, you would not get anything. So let's see that one first. Console log product name, right? And here you see like product name and the comma it, so that we will see something like this. So this is our add product, and the URL for this would be copy this one, and this will be add product. This will be the URL, but you need the initial part as well. So that's why we come here. This will be our local host and whatever the host, and we need add product, and after it we copy the whole thing. We come back to our client side, and this is should be the URL. This is your local host 5000 and add product. Save it. Now keep an eye on this guy. Error is null, which is good. And now we come here. Say let's say this is the one. So if we add something, okay, maybe my first product, right? And we add it, and if you put this, it should be coming on your port. So port is like here. This needs to go to like this add product. Let's see. This is the add product, and then whatever it's here, index.js. This has like add product app.post. So we come back here, and this is our add product, and this is like if you go this way, this is only access the get product as well. And here maybe we'll do another console log to here, and this is before this console log hitting the API. We're going to see that whether we are hitting the API. So we have this request and response, and hitting the API, whether we are hitting it or not. So we have this node-mon localhost, and it doesn't have any error. That means we are getting here. So right now, if we come here, and this is our thing, and we reload this guy, so that like we saved everything we did here or in the client side, and this is our client side. We have everything localhost, and this is called inside whenever you are getting the handle add, and this is connected to the handle add, and we have like it's not hitting for one specific reason. And if you go to this inspect, you will see it in the console. If you hit this guy, says something, and you add, it says like, okay, to fetch, you need this origin is a course policy. So it's violating the course policy. So we need to handle that one. And to solve this one, you can easily go to Google and then search for, again, this would be Express Course Middleware, something like this. And it will take you here, and you need to use, we already installed it. So you need to do require the course and then use it. So all you need to do here, say like I have this dot environment, and I also have like maybe we'll do this on top, this constant course, and this would be required. So you do like a require, and then you need the required course. So exactly the way you did like here, request course, and then you need this app.use. You need to use it as a middleware. So we need to use two middle here right now. So app.use, and then course, you just call this guy. And if you do this way right now, in the backend is like this way, and your client side right here, we do here. So right now we reload it. That means like all error is gone. So this is my first product. And if you add it, you'll see hitting the API, but product name is undefined. The reason is undefined is that you are sending data. Whenever you are sending that data here, is sending as the body, but you're not parsing the body. So you need the similar way, you need another middleware. You can search for Express Body Parser. And this will take you to like a similar places. So here you need to do, already we installed the body parser the first time. You need to require the body parser like the way you did for the course. So we'll do the same thing here. Similar to the course, we require the body parser, and then you need to call the body parser JSON in the app.use. and you see somewhere they might have written it. Here is like app.use body person.json, so that you can get this as a like a JSON format. So the similar way here, app.use, so this is our middleware with this one. So we save this guy. So right now this is here, and this is our client side. So we have pretty much all set. The first product, if we hit it, now you see your product name first product. If you do like a second product and then hit, you see the second product. You say like, okay, my final products, and you add it, you see the final product. That means whenever you are adding, things are getting captured. This is in your server side final. This is your client side, localhost 3000. This is happening in the 5000. 5000 is a server and a different port, like a different location, and the client side. That means they can connect. And once they can connect, the next part is like way easier for you. All you need to do is to tell like, hey, I got this one. This is the product name, actually a product.name. And if you have more information, you can create a product object like you did. And this would be name of the product would be like a product name. And if you have more information like edited time and edited by user login, you can have all these things here. And then eventually you have this product collection. You can tell like, hey, product collection. This is the product collection. You need to insert one. You see like insert one. If you need, you can insert many, but you would insert one. And what would be inserted? You'd be inserted the product. You'd be inserted the product. And once the insert is done, then you need to tell us the result of this submission. And here you will see like inside it, you see like a console log result. Say what is happening in the results. And if you remember in the database, we have this database right now. If you go to this, what is your cluster? Inside the cluster, you see the collection. Right now, you don't have any collection called Amazon. But our goal is to create a database called Amazon DB. Whatever is the name Amazon, if you want, you can give different name like an Emma. If you want to read it nicely, it could be Emma -John -DB, so that is like much more meaningful for you to do Amazon DB or something like this, and use the same name in both places. So you need here, you can use the same name here as well. So we like see something Amazon DB, and it will have some products, and you don't have to manually go and create there. If you want, you can create, but Mongodb will create it just for you if needed. Once you insert that, all you need to do is to refresh it. So right now it has nothing, and even if you refresh, you go on the right side and you refresh, nothing as like an Amazon DB, but it would be going to be created. So let's do this one and then see what happens inserting. And here we have this guy. So we'll go here and we reload it, and we have some issues that we will solve that once we send some response. But anyway, this is our first product, right? So we do the first product from this client side. We should add, and you see a lot of information, and the one information is coming is inserted count. That means they were able to insert it, and it gives you some other information if you want to use like a bunch of other information. The hitting the API, and then result, that's the count, how many was there, and the election ID is needed, and this operation time when this was happened, and the host was there. It gives you so much information if you need to use for any purpose, but all we care right now is to inserted count. That means at least if you are able to insert it, and if you see the OPS, this is the product that was added, and it always by default MongoDB adds an ID. It's a unique ID they added for every product. But here instead of like this, you can say like result.inserted count, so you know that how many was added, or you can just type here added here, and you can do same thing like a response, like res.send. You can send like result.inserted count greater than 0. That means if you have like adding 1, 2, or multiple, it will say like true. If it is adding more than it's more than 0, that means it's inserted anything. And this way, now if you go to the client side, and this is your client side. This is the client side. This is your server running, and this is your server running. If you just do, this is the server, and this is the client side, and then this. Oh, let's check in the database first whether it's added something. So right now it has nothing, and if you refresh, you'll see you will have on the left side you have like an Amazon DB, and if you expand it, it has some products, and you see this is your first product, right? So that's super easy. And now you can do a little more fun things. So here we will do like this, and here we will add, you see, we'll add our second product. And remember, on our client side, when server is successfully, it's like a from server, and the data, it would be displayed here. So what we can do here, so like second product add, and you see from server true. That means it's getting from the server, and we can give some kind of like a confirmation information for the user that this is added. And if you go to the database and if you look into this, you can able to refresh it. Refresh button is here, and then it will tell you that, hey, now you have like two products. One is the first one, this is the second one. So let's do some little bit UI work here. I said from server true, and instead of this, if you want, you can keep it, but we create something multi-line so that like we can do some other stuff. The first thing we can do is give some confirmation dialog, kind of like an alert, and this would be like if data, if this data is true, or if you can just like if data this is true, then alert that product added successfully, something like this. So if you do this way, now you come here and you want to add a product, and you say give some name here. This is yours. So for example, third product you add, it goes to the server, and it's like from server true, and also confirms your product added successfully. And if you definitely go to the database, you should be able to refresh this guy, and then it will tell you that, hey, I was able to add like one extra data. This is your third product. And in the UI, if you pay a little bit attention in the UI, this is our UI, that even if it's added successfully, this field is not cleared, and you can clear it with some little information. And that little information is nothing but creating a reference. And that reference you can add like this way. Here, you can create something called use ref. So here, you can look for use ref. And first, I use the second one. This is to auto import this one. So auto import use ref, you'll see the use ref is added. And then I go one character app again, and then do this one, and it creates a ref. And you can give some name. This would be, say, for example, name ref, something like this. And then initial value is empty. So this actually create a reference of any HTML element. And here you can tell right here in this input text box, you can say like I need a ref, and this ref would be dynamically this name ref. So that means you'd be able to get the elements here. And if you want to see it actually, let's do here. Whenever you do, let's say successfully, you want to get this box itself. So let's keep this one and console log. You can say like a name ref dot current, and this is the current thing there. So if you save it, now you come here. Let's say we have everything. We reloaded. That means nothing here. We add our fourth product, and you add this guy. I added it successfully, and you see this input tag. You see, you get the input tag. That means like whatever the value, it would be able to get the value from there again by using the name ref. And you could have actually, other than use this state, whenever the user is adding, you could use this name here as well. So the way you can get actually, other than using this name, you can tell here, say for example, So we are not getting this from the name state. We are not doing the set state or anything, or we're not doing the on change. You can get rid of like everything. Just use the name ref, and we comment out like these two for now. And then what you need to do, instead of name, you use like a name ref dot current dot value. And if you do this way, it says like, yeah, use of a name is global variable. This like unexpected use of variable name is line 33. So line 33, we use something line 33. Or type name. Okay, we were reading that one. Okay, that's fine. So we'll get rid of this paragraph. So this was giving us nice warning because you forgot something. But anyway, so we right now we are not using a state, we are using a sum ref, but this would be our fifth product. And then right now, if we did correctly, it should get the product name, added it successfully. And if we go to the server, where is our server? This is our server, and we have like a third, and then we added the fifth one, and that means it should be giving us the 5 products, and the fifth was added. And the fun part of using the use ref is that here, instead of once when it is added successfully and somebody confirms, you can call this name ref dot current dot value is equals to empty. That means you can clear the text user has inserted, and that's to make it much more professional. So here, for example, once we submit it, it's added successfully, but the previous name is here as well. So if we do the 6th product, and if you add it, it added it successfully, and if I okay, now this field is clear. Now you can like a 7th product or something like this add. And when it's added successfully, your form is cleared, right? And obviously, if you go to this database directly through the backend, and then you refresh this dude, you should be able to see all the 7 information, and this is your 7th product. So this is cool, right? So we did like a very nicely added the product, which is cool, by using this post. In the similar way, actually, we can get all the products from the backend as well. So if dot get, and this would be like slash products, and then you do like a request, and you do the response, and this is super easy actually. When this request is coming, all you need to do is to call this product collection, and then you find, and if you want to find everything, you do like this way, and then you convert it to an array. And once you convert it to array, and it gives you like all the documents or all the result, you can search for like a result as well. And then this would be a result was coming, and you can do like a console log result. And if you save this guy, let's try this and what happens. Let's see. So this is on our server side, and you see, and we go to this client side, and then this location, where is this? And this is our slash products. And where is this guy? This is here. So if you do these products, you see all this product is actually loaded here. If you come here, you see like a product 1 to 7th, everything is right now is console logged. So since it is console logged, you can easily, other than console log, if you want, you can console log, but you can say like the previous way, rest.send. That means the client side, you want to send this information. So save this dude. And then now if you go to the client side and go for the products, you get all the products right here. So it means you can load like any products that you needed. So we will go here, and in our client side code in the review.js, we will load those data, display in the UI. So this would be our round trip. We add something and we move there, and we should be able to see those information. So this is super easy. Whenever you are loading the data, you need to use some use effect. So use effect, you do some use effect. This is auto import. So I do the second option first, and then go one down, and we give the use effect. And it gives us like some kind of a structure of the use effect if you want to use this way. Or you can do some little bit manual way, and that would be like this way. And then you have this information, and then this. Inside here, you need to use the fetch. And fetch, this would be the get information. So we don't need to do all this information like the method. If you want, you can do method, you can headers type and all this information, but you don't need to for the get information. All you just need to do, pass the URL where it needs to be, and then it would be getting the response, and then the response need to be converted to JSON, and then eventually you get some data, and for the first time you do the console log data, and then we will do some UI related work, state, those things. So we come back this dude, come here, and then if we go to this review, you see this 7 data is actually loaded here, first, second to 7th, all this data is loaded. Since this is loaded, you can easily put it in a state. So you can do like an use state, first auto import the use state, and then go one back and then generate the state, and these should be products, right? You tab it, and the initial value of the products, since this is an array collection, right? So the default value would be empty array. And here you can show all this information very easily. You need to set it up here. So we'll do set it up here, and say instead of console log, we say like a set product. That means whenever the data is loaded, it would be set to the state, and then we can use it. And the initial one, you can see like we do a paragraph products, and then we want to know that how many products are there. So product dot length. You save this guy. Now it says like 7. That means it's loaded at 7 data. And if you want to display it very simple way, and this you can go to like products dot map, and then you can take every single product and create a list item, right? Simple list item. So this will be your /li, and here you will do product dot name, because if you see every product has a name. So if you save this guy and go to your website, you see like all this product name is added, and you get a little bit warning for the key. Each child should have a unique key. You can easily add their key property, and that key would be your product dot underscore ID. You see like every product has an underscore ID, and these are all unique ID. They will not match each other. And if you do this guy, that warning would be gone. Now, if you reload this guy, your warning is not there anymore. So this is the way we do like little bit final test of this guy, that, hey, if we add this guy here, which is good, this has 7s. Now, if we do come here, this is our 8th products, right? 8th product. So this is your 8th product. And if you do, you add it, it's added successfully. If you go to the order review, you have like 8 product. This is your 8th product. And if you come back here, I said, okay, this is my number 9, or this is called like final product. So if this is our final product for now, something like this, we add it, it says successfully added it, which is good. Come there, you see the final product for now. So you got this idea that you can create a you got like idea of a very simple way that if you want to add something on the database in a dynamic way, this is your MERN stack, right? We already use this your backend. Backend is your node. What we did here, and this is a bag node, and then Express, and then you use Mongodb. By using the connection, this is your you're using this MongoDB connections, and that's the way you are loading all this data that's you have been seeing. So this is has like 7. If you refresh this dude, it will eventually go to like all the data added here. You can definitely add much more larger item like this kind of like listing and reviews. These are kind of like big products. Like this is the realistic way whenever you are do actually a way. We did a very simplified way. And so this is like, if you think about MERN stack, that means M starts with Mongo, E is for the Express that you have seen here. This is the Express, R is the React, and this is the React projects that you have done. And then last one is Node, and it's definitely you have like a Node here. And Node is the kind of like you use all the JavaScript. This is like allowed through the node. So we got this far, but the one final thing is remaining for our case, and that final thing is how we deploy it, right? And there are so many different places you can deploy so that you have like a live link. So far, what we have done is like all localhost 3000, right? If we go to our shop, this is local host, right? In your local node, but you cannot share it to anybody. So there are ways you can do it, and the way is to like host it in like a lot of different places. Like AWS is a very common one. DigitalOcean is another one. Other than those, you have like Firebase is another hosting. It provides a lot of authentication, like your Google authentication, those kind of cool things you can do. And then you have like Heroku, so many hundreds of those places. So I have some user here. And then this has like a Firebase account. And if you have like a Google account, you just easily go there. So if I go to like a firebase.google.com, if you need to have an account, you just need to get an account and you can get started. And then it will have like a bunch of projects. You can have like all Firebase projects, recent projects that you use, and they have some limit number of projects that you can do. So let me try. Maybe I can change another Amazon Simple. There are like few of those. Let's create Amazon Fun one. So you can do like an Emma, then John, then Fun. So this is the Amazon Fun that we're creating, and it will give you some things you want to do. Enable Google Analytics and all this information. So for now, we don't want to those things. Google Analytics gives you like if how many people user visited which page, whether they clicked in it or not, where they are going, and all this related information. So we create a projects Firebase, and it gives like you a very, very nice way and simplified way you can add like an authentication, like Facebook login, Google login, and it's like a lot of websites. If you go there, they will ask like, okay, like in MongoDB, when we're trying to log in by using Google, right? So Firebase is the guy who makes it much easier. There are other services like this called like Auth0 and few other recent ones also give you this information. So this is your Amazon Fun, and it gives a bunch of informations. What do you want to do? Oh, and then it's get started by all these things you want to do. In our case, you go to this. This is the authentication that I was talking about. You can easily do like authentication, and this is super easy. You need to go to like authentications, and like this, you need to enable it. So this is Google login, Facebook login, Twitter login, and then you can follow the steps. This is like a very simple Google login. If you enable it, you need to enable this guy, and then you need to like support email, just any email you want to give. So this is the email that I'm giving, and then you save this guy. And after that, you need to do install the Firebase in your projects, and then some simple steps. And also, if you want to send like automatic password, reset password, email verification of somebody's account, and all these things you can do. And once the user signed in, you'll see like all the user information here. And they have like so many other things you can do. But right now, our interest is the hosting part of it. So to do the hosting part of it, they will tell you, hey, you need to install something. And that install is like this Firebase tool. So just copy this guy by clicking on this. And then we come to our client-side projects. Where is the Amazon Fun, which is currently running. So we Control-C, stop this guy. And this is like -G. -G means like this should be installed for your entire computer. That means if you have other projects, you should be able to use those things there. And it will take like few seconds to install. And once you have this one, you need to go to the next steps. And next step is to the Firebase login. That means Firebase would like to know who is the user, and then you need to initialize your projects and do a few other steps, and just a series of commands. That's it. So this is installation is complete. And right now we have this, this is coming here. So that's good. And then we need Firebase login. And it will ask us like if it is already logged in, then it will say like already logged in by this user. If you are not logged in, then it will pop up in window, and then will tell you, hey, log in as by using that email address. So I was already logged in, which is good. And you need to init this project. So initialize your projects. So Firebase perspective. So you do the Firebase init. And if you do this, it will tell you, hey, are you ready to proceed? So like nice way they put like Firebase just for you. And you do like, okay, are you ready to proceed? You said, okay, I'm always ready. And then it says like, what is the purpose? You can do a lot of different things. Now you can use the keyboard upper arrow, down arrow. So like you do Firestore, function, hosting, storage, remote, a lot of other stuffs. So if you use upper arrow, down arrow, up and down arrow on the keyboard to go any of these options. In our case, we are interested about storage. And you need to use the space bar. If you do the space bar, this will be selected. Again, it will be unselected. So whenever you ask asterisk, that means this is selected. So we do enter. And then it asks like whether you want to use a existing projects or new projects. We already created one right here. Like this is the one we created, like Amazon fund. So definitely we want to use that one. So we say like just press enter that we want to use the existing product. So you will get like all the projects you have, and you can use up arrow, down arrow to select the one. So I will use the Amazon fund, and this fund I press enter, and it says like Amazon fund. It has cloud resource location is not set for this project. Put this operation you are attempting in the cloud storage requires it. Please see the domain emulator this way. So you need to set up this one. So let's say click and then go there. You can open this, and you need to open some select location. What is the cloud storage? They have like multiple location you need to set up. And so if you go to the next Firebase Deploy, you need to do. And then all you need to do is to set like a cloud Firestore or any other location you need to do. And you'd be able to create like a custom URL like Amazon fund.web in this way. And to do this one, the location that we opened was like this location. Actually, the link that provided us to do project location. Select your project location. So CBL Firebase product requires a location. This Google Analytics, we skip this one, Cloudflare or cloud storage. Default class resource location. If it wasn't already selected, set up another service. So you can set up something like this, Cloudflare store and those kind of things. So we have Firestore database and real-time database functions, and then you can do like machine learning, performance, a lot of other things. So projects overview, we go there. This is our projects, and let's see what else we got here. Yeah, this is the authentications. There's the project settings, and if you go to this project settings, there is no app in this project yet. And the cloud messaging integration service, privacy, users and permissions. This is the user owner. So if you want to add another people as an users, you need to use that way. And so let's go back this one. And it was complaining about once we are going to, let's do like a Firebase init. And we follow the steps. Yes, we are in there, and we do like database Firestore deploy rules and create functions, hostings, deploy cloud storage rules, storage and emulator storage and hosting. Okay, let's do this to use existing projects, and we use like Amazon fund, and then it is asking us some question. And the question it is asking us is that, hey, do you want to use your public directory? That means you want to use this public directory. And that means if you look into your projects, you see like there is like a public directory, whether you want to use this public directory, or if you want to use something else, in that case, you will tell something else. So in our case, when we use the React, you need to create build. Whenever you run npm run build, it will create a folder called build, and we would like to use that one. And it will say like that, hey, do you want to configure single space application? That means they will change your index.html, and they will put some extra things there. In your case, you said like, no, I don't want you to change those things. And the last thing they will ask, whether if you push your code to the GitHub, do you want to trigger automatic build? That means you create some kind of hook that if it goes there, it automatically deploys. Right now, we don't want to go that part, so this would be the no case. So this is our configuration. Single page configure this the root ones, and then cloud storage location is not set for this project, but the operation you are attempting to perform cloud storage requires it. Please use this documentation. So let's do the rest part, and then we'll see whether it goes. If it errors out, then we will look into the location. So right now you see we have like public folder. You don't have any, you have a build folder here. It has like 2 files. So what we'll do for React projects npm run build, and if you press enter, you will see it will build your projects, and inside the build folder right now it added a few other things, manifest.json and few other things, and few other files would be added inside the build folder. And once the build is done, you will see like static resources, whatever the JavaScript you need from your projects, and everything would be there. So if we go back to our projects, we'll go to this our hosting, and then hosting we did like get started. We did this one. We did like npm initialize login, Firebase login, and now let's try attempt this one, Firebase deploy, and let's see what happens. So if I do this Firebase deploy, let's see whether it errors out. Not a Firebase app directory, could not look at firebase.json. So previously when we were doing this case, this was giving us some error. This is the error actually. Cloud storage location is not set for this project, but the operation you are attempting to perform cloud storage requires it. So if you even just Google it, let's see what the other people says. That's the way you troubleshoot something. So you go there, this is Firebase project initialization error, Stack Overflow. And if we go there, it says like, go to your project setting in the first tab. So let's see, let's go this way. And this accept all cookies. Okay, be happy with those. So it says like go to your project settings. So we go to our project setting, and our project setting is right here. Go to our project settings, and then on the first step, locate your settings, set up cloud storage in FB console. And here is also like go to the Firebase console and open your projects. So this is our continue to the console, and this is our projects. And then what it says, go to the storage tab. So we have this storage tab. This is what they want us to go, storage steps, and then run Firebase again, and click setup storage. So we didn't do like a so when we get storage get set up, and this is the services next, and then this is your location settings where your cloud storage bucket, this data will be stored. And after you select this location, cloud location, maybe try some other like where you want to store it. So let's see done. Let's see what this goes. So right now they want us to like create a location that where this, because in their cloud, usually all this cloud provider have like multiple places. Like for example, some people has like a server or data center in India. Somebody has like Singapore. Some people has other places like US, multiple location, Europe, and all these things. So that was the error about, and hopefully this should be gone. So let's do again another one, Firebase deploy. So let's see whether we have this storage set up, not a Firebase app directories. Okay, let's do this Firebase init again. So we have this this one. You want to proceed? Yes. And what do we want? We want to hosting. Okay, let's go there. We want to use an existing project that we did multiple time, Amazon Fund. Do you want to use your public directory? No, we want to use the build one. Do you want to configure this index? No, we don't want to do it. GitHub? No, we don't want to do it. And then do you overwrite your already built index.file? No, we don't want to overwrite anything. So right now this initialization done. We do another one, npm run build. That means we want to create our, you see this build projects, everything would be clear now, empty. And then once this is ready, and bunch of other things would be added there. Okay, now we do like a Firebase deploy. Let's see what happens this time. We have the storage setup. It's actually now going there. It's hosting, you see, and this is your URL. Now, if you control click this one and then you open this, you see this is your website. And if you go to manage inventory, you'll see you need to set up a little bit for your index.html for the directory, but you should be able to see your all this stuff, and you can add cart and all these things. So this is the way actually you would be able to deploy your projects. And this is your not localhost. You can go to incognito mode or anybody. This is actually final URL. And if you want to use your own hosting, that means like, say for example, mywebsite.com or .dev, you can use this one, this add custom domain. Usually you provide the domain name, for example, myabc.com, something like this, but you need to prove it, because you can just say like a facebook.com and put your website over there. That would not be allowed. So you need to verify the ownership. So once you continue facebook.com, they will ask you, hey, this is the host and this is the file value you need to put there, or you need to find some information, and then they need to cross connect that this is the domain you own, and that's how they will be able to add the custom domain. So that's pretty much all we needed to discuss this series of session. And we had a long journey. We started with HTML, CSS, we started JavaScript, we have APIs, and we go to the simple React, and then we did a little bit authentication related work, routing and all these things. And then we go to like a Node, MongoDB basics, and then eventually we integrated all together and we deployed it together. If you want to deploy your server, you can definitely add a function in the Firebase, or you can host those server in AWS and update your API other than localhost. Currently, they are localhost. They could be like, say, for example, if you go to this inventory, it's actually loading from localhost. So you need to update it, host it to Heroku or AWS or even Firebase function, and then you should be able to get those. So this is an amazing journey from the beginning. We had a lot of fun to explore all these things, and I'm sure this gives you like an overall ideas. And I always encourage you to explore more resources. It needs a lot of practice because you need to go to each topic and build some projects. Like here we talked about Amazon fund, but you will need like 4 or 5 or even more projects to work on that will give you like some real world experience to work on those. So I appreciate your time watching all these videos, and then I appreciate your hard work, and definitely I wish you all the success. That's all from me, signing off for now. This is Jankar Mahabub. I am part of a small team called Programming Hero, and if you're ever interested about our tools, you can definitely just Google Programming Hero, and then you can go to YouTube, find our YouTube channels, or even if you go to like some app store, Google Play Store, we have like a 4.8 ratings app, and we also have like, if you're an iPhone user, we have an iPhone app too. And then if you go to YouTube, we have a YouTube channel as well. So that's pretty much all from now, and I will see you in the next time.